How's it going, guys? This is Deathglare, and I just wanted to do a quick little tutorial on the concepts that I have here for my automatic refilling system, which is optimized for Mcmmo. This is mainly for brewing, so you can get lots of alchemy levels. So let's get into it. Okay, so I made this in creative so that I do have this one in survival. However, I wanted to make it in creative so that I have a good view of all the redstone and all the components that are going on. So what this basically does is it is not automatic whatsoever, but it is optimized for Mcmmo so that when you go to start brewing potions, you don't have to, empty out each container or wait for water to be put in. You have to put in water, you have to dump out all the potions that you don't want. Sometimes it's just a hassle, so I've optimized it so that I can do this with, click of a button. So much nicer, I think. Alright, so the first mechanic I'm going to look at is the empty mechanic. So this is a single button, and when you when you click this button, what happens is 3 items, as you can see on the right, the redstone pulses 3 times, and 3 items are dropped out by adding redstone power to this dropper. The dropper then adds it to a little water stream, and we'll get into that later. Okay, so the redstone for the dropper portion is right here, and it's actually pretty simple if you think about it. What's going to happen is when you press a button, a pulse will be sent to the first line. It's going to split off into 2 directions. One is going to go directly back to the droppers. It just goes down, follows the path into the droppers, activates the droppers, and it does the same thing for the other side, just goes to 2 sides. And the other way, so we looked at the left, that goes and powers the droppers, and then we continue. This, we have it set for 4 ticks for three repeaters. That's long enough for the redstone to actually go out. It's actually going to die out. If you watch, the redstone, it dies out before that second one comes around. And it does the exact same thing. It comes out, splits again into the pulse that it sends, which is dead at the moment, and then it sends the pulse through to the dropper. So that's the second drop. And then the third drop comes again after another delay and another pulse. So when we press this empty button, we're simply taking out 3 from the bottom. 3 are coming from the hopper, and 3 are coming from the potion stand. And that clears out every single one of the potion stands. Now the second mechanic is the fill mechanic. Fill mechanic does the exact same thing. You can see it almost replicates on the other side over here. Just goes to different destinations. So it does the same thing, sends the pulse to both sides, and this time we're sending it to, again, more droppers that are facing into the potion stands. This will add anything that is inside the dropper to the brewing stand, much like it would for a hopper going into the side of a furnace, if you guys know what that is. So in order to simplify this as well, this I normally have somewhere else, but for this purpose I have it here. This is normally filled with water bottles like this. And the water bottles are then distributed based on the hopper formation throughout all of the droppers. I can describe to you the hoppers in a different video, how to set those up. So when we press the fill button, any water bottles that have stocked up in the hoppers, or stocked up in the droppers, will be sent into the brewing stands. Now it's not working right now because I had to press the drop button many times, so we're just gonna have to keep filling until the droppers are full themselves. Let's see, a couple more maybe. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now we have 3. So now whenever we press the empty button, it's going to drop every single one of them, and when we press the fill button, it's going to refill every single one of them. So they're always going to have 3 full. What's next? This lever. Now this lever is another mechanic I added in. It's not quite optimized yet because it's kind of difficult to figure out what's going to be dropped. I'll explain that in just a bit. So this lever, I have a light system set up. So this light means that the potions are going to be saved in this end chest over here. So say we want to keep all of our potions, we simply leave this lever on and leave the light on. All of the potions will be saved into a chest nearby. So say we have these night vision potions, we just brewed them, and we don't want to keep them. The problem with this is when you empty it out, you'll notice that inside this dropper, potions of night visions are in the dropper, and one of them is actually still inside the hopper right above. So the problem with this is because the dropper is very random in what it drops, you're not necessarily going to destroy the correct potion you want. It will work if you're going to be doing this continuously and you just keep wanting, you just continuously want to destroy things. This works just fine, and it still has the option to save a few. But yeah, so this is what I use for my MCMMO to get my alchemy levels up. And yeah, leave a like if you if you figured out something new, if you liked some of the redstone that I used, and if you want to see more tutorials.